What's going on, guys? Okay, JNC Nick back here again, here to bring you another deck profile. Today is actually a cool deck profile, as it is a favorite of mine. This is a Venusaur deck profile, as in the Venusaur EX that just came out of the Pokemon 151 set. It is when I got into Pokemon, I knew I had to build it. I am trying to make it work. This is a pre-rotation version. I will probably be obviously messing with this deck post-rotation to see if I can make it any better. But this is what I've come up with, and I wanted to just show you guys. There is some spicy stuff in here. But before we get started, I do just want to give another shout out to JNC Collectibles. Please go check out the website at jnccollectibles.com. As Temple Forces is right around the corner, we do have booster boxes and ETBs available, so please go check that out, as well as other accessories such as this playmat. We also have sleeves in stock, standard and the mini sleeves, the Japanese size sleeves. So just like I said, just please go check it out if you can. But without further ado, let's hop right into this spicy deck profile. So we'll start with obviously the basic line that's built around the deck. We got 4 Bulbasaur. Have to start there for the starters. Like in the Garchomp deck, I do play one of the middle evolution, which is the Ivysaur from the Pokemon Go. For those of you that you have to play around de-evolution in some way, so I do just play the one middle evolution, but this is the most relevant attack out of all the Ivysaurs. So for one grass, you swing and you're able to search 2 Pokemon from your deck and add them to your hand, which you'll see some Pokemon coming up that allows maximum consistency, and it's a low attack cost, so that's kind of why it's in here. And then for the boy himself, we got 3 of the new Venusaur EX that came out of the Pokemon 151. So for those of you that don't know, I'll bring a closer look so you guys can kind of read it a little bit better. So this has an ability of Tranquil Flower. So once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active, you may heal 60 from one of your Pokemon. So it could be any Pokemon, doesn't just have to be this. And its attack is for 2 grass and 1 colorless, does a base of 150, and it leaves your opponent's active confused as well as poisoned. So it does like every other grass kind of have that special condition effect. This is very good against Charizard, against Roaring Moon. There is other cards that I'm not playing that I will tell you guys later on that I would play to potentially, so this can one-shot a Charizard, but we'll go through that when I wrap up the Pokemon here. But yeah, so there's also another card that makes that I play that makes this really cool, where you could have 2 set up. You get swung into, not a lot of things can kill this. You could heal 60, and then it gives you free retreat. You retreat into another one that you have set up and heal 60 again. So this is a cool deck for that capacity. It is really good against spread decks because spread decks kind of put little damage all over the place, and then this just heals damage off of those Pokemon anyway. But yeah, so this is the Venusaur EX. So this is the standard line for Venusaur EX. Now we're going to get into the supporting cards that I've been playing with to try to get this deck to kind of go. So with that, I play 2 Lilligant V, and we play 2 of the Lilligant V Star. So I was trying a 1-1 ratio for the longest time. I bumped it up to 2-2. Seeing one of these prized is super bad because you have to get to the Lilligant V Star. So for the Lilligant V, for no energy, it actually kind of does what Rotom V does. In a way, you draw until you have 6 cards in hand, which is kind of nice for a non-energy required attack. So that's there. And then, but the real reason why you play it is for the V-Star. So for the V-Star power, what it does is it's an ability, and during your turn, you could search up to 5 in combination of grass Pokemon and grass energy. This is super, super good. It gets your hand set up for all of your plays and things of that nature. So yeah, so that's pretty much where these are. Like I said, I can't understate it enough. This card is very, very good. But yeah, so this is the main supporting engine. Loads your hands up with grass Pokemon, loads your hands up with energies to go into the next card. But yeah, so that's those. And then this also does have an attack for 2 grass and a colorless. It does 130 plus, and then you could put a an energy attached to this back into your hand, and then it does 100 extra damage. So it does 230 off rip. So this is actually enough to one shot a Charizard as well, because it bumps it up to 230. So yeah, so that's the Lilligant V-Star. For the next supporting Pokemon, this is where a little bit of the spice comes in. I play the 1 Celebi V. Unfortunately, this gets rotated out. And then I play the 1 Celebi V Max. So basically what Celebi V does, for 1 grass energy, you attack, and then you could equip as many energy from your hand to your Pokemon any way that you... grass energy, any way that you like. So yeah, so it's super cool. It just loads up your Pokemon, gets everything ready, accelerates energy, which is what this deck really struggles with, is accelerating energy. So this is the early game 2 accelerate energy for just that one grass energy cost. And then yeah, so that's pretty much that. I do play the VMAX in case I want to go into it. So basically what its ability is once during your turn, you may heal 20 from each of your grass Pokemon. So basically it does what the Radiant Serena does. So it opens a spot. I actually don't play a Radiant in this deck, which is one of the recommendations I will probably change, but it does open that possibility. So because some people play the Radiant Serena to just heal more, and that's what this card kind of does. And then for a grass and colorless, it does 130, and then you search 2 Pokemon. So that's that for the Celebi package. The VMAX I was tempted to cut a couple times, but I just decided to keep it. For the other supporting Pokemon, I play the 1 Toedscruel and the 1 Toedscruel EX. It is nice because getting your Venusaur one shot by Roaring Moon is kind of crappy, especially after all the setup. So that's what Toedscruel EX does with its ability. But it's also nice because this is a grass deck, you could actually use its attack, which makes it kind of beefy. For 2 grass energy, it does 80 plus, and then it does an additional 40 for each of your bench Pokemon that have grass energy attached to it. So it is nice that it is just to prevent the one-shots, but also you can attack with it as well, which is kind of cool. It is an evolution deck, so I believe this is the last of the Pokemon. I do believe every evolution deck should try to play this in some way. So I do play the 1 Pidgey and the 1 Pidgeot EX. Obviously, nothing else needs to be said. It searches any card in your deck. So that's where it's at. I do just play the 1/1. So that's pretty much it. So that's it for the Pokemon. The Pokemon I was telling you about real quick, not to get into it, that I would potentially play is the Radiant Sneasler. It gives your opponent 20 extra damage counters for poison, so that will check out the math for the Venusaur EX to one-shot a Charizard. So that is the one Pokemon that I would probably play, that I should probably play in this deck, but I just haven't gotten around to adjusting it for that. But into the items, you have to play it. The 4 Battle VIP Pass, too strong. This deck is kind of slow as it is to begin with. So obviously, Battle VIP Pass, put two basic Pokemon from your deck to your bench. Super, super strong. We'll see how this deck kind of does with Buddy Poffin when this goes. But yeah, so we'll see how that goes in the future. But thank God it's getting rotated out. I can't stand VIP Pass. Stage 2 deck, 4 rare candies. Nothing really needs to be said. Skip the middle evolution. Go right into Venusaur, kind of nice. For the Ultra Balls, we play 3 Ultra Balls. Discard 2 cards, search any Pokemon in your deck. We play 2 Nest Balls. Put any basic from your deck to your bench. We do play 2 Switch, because it is kind of tough to get your Venusaur loaded up to attack. So if someone kind of gets your Venusaur stuck, you kind of want to be able to switch it out. So that's why I have the 2 switches. So nothing else really needs to be said about that. Counter Catcher. This deck goes down in prizes, so it's another boss for the deck. So when you're down in prize cards, you could just switch your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active, 1 Super Rod to add back Pokemon and basic energies for resource management, 1 Lost Vacuum. Thank God I would not have to really play this too much after rotation due to Path to the Peak being gone. That is why this is here, is for Path to the Peak. Path to the Peak, so you can't use Pidgeot, and you can't use your Lilligant V-Star ability. You can't use your Venusaur to heal. It all kind of stinks, so Lost Vacuum is in here for that reason. And then for the last item, I play the 1 Earthen Vessel. It's obviously to facilitate another card coming up. Discard a card, get 2 basic energies to your hand. This deck kind of struggles with accelerating grass energy, so as long as you could see them, it is also kind of nice. For the stadiums, we play just 2 Artisan. Search any basic non-rule box Pokemon and put it to your bench. Kind of nice, getting your Bulbasaurs, your Toadschools down, and stuff of that nature. We do play 2 tools, so we play the Big Air Balloon and then the De-Evolution to help even more against Stage 2 decks and against Charizard. But this is kind of the spicy card if you don't know what it does. It allows Stage 2 Pokemon to have no retreat cost. So this was a card that I was talking about. It is kind of copium in a way, but I do like it when it works out and you can put it underneath a Venusaur to give it free retreat to retreat into another one. So it is kind of nice. And then, like I said, De-Evo is De-Evo. Get rid of your opponent's evolutions. For the supporters now, we do play 3 Arven. Unfortunately, we can't play Irida, unlike Garchomp, but we do play the 3 Arven. Search Rare Candy. Search the tools that obviously I play. So yeah, so that's pretty much why Arven's in here, as well as searching Battle VIP Pass when you're going second, so that way you have a way to search it. So for the next supporter, we got 2 Guardiana's Vigor. So this is a card that also helps accelerate energies. You draw 2 cards, and then you could attach up to 2 basic grass energies to a bench Pokemon. This is the card that combos with Earthen Vessel. You have this Earthen Vessel. Earthen Vessel guarantees you to get 2 energies that then you could use off of Guardiana to then just equip to a bench. So that's why this is in the deck. It's one of the only other ways to accelerate grass energies. 2 Iono, feel like you have to have this in some capacity. Flips the card advantage late game if you're down in prize cards. And 2 Boss's Orders. Again, it's just a must. Switch your opponent's Pokemon around so that way you can get out of tight spots and things of that nature. Different plays that Boss's Order allows you to do. And to wrap it up, I do play 10 of the basic grass energies. I do feel like this is the perfect amount. It's unfortunate that Venusaur does need 3 energies to be able to attack, so you kind of got to load up on energies as much as you can, but as well as not too much where you completely brick. But yeah, so I do think 10 is the perfect number, especially when you use the V-Star of the Lilligant. A lot of times you're like searching like 4 energy in a Pokemon, sometimes even 5 energy if your hand is just loaded with Pokemon. That way you can get your you can get maximum value out of your Celebi attack. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, this deck is just super fun. I do like it. Venusaur is my favorite Gen 1 starter Final Evolution Pokemon. I do wish that he got some more love. I will be trying to get into this after rotation, so if you would like to see an updated deck profile, please just let me know down in the comments. And while you're down there, if you can, just please like and leave a comment of what you want to see in the future. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, and this is JNC Nick signing out. Peace.